Okay, well, hello again, everybody. You are listening to our official first episode. Well, episode number 1. It's the second episode because we decided to be weird. But you're listening to the second episode of our podcast, The Victoria's Secret. My name is Justin. This other guy's name is Gerard. Say hi, Gerard.
My name is Gerard. Hello.
That is Gerard. Gerard's not using an actual microphone. But, yeah, so what are we talking about today? We're talking about humility.
Humility.
Yes, humility. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna jump right into that.
All right. Well, do we have any? Let's first explain probably our definitions of what humility is.
Yeah,
That's probably a good place to start, I would assume.
I kind of want you to go first,
Okay.
so I can debunk whatever you say.
Well, obviously, I try to be humble as best I can all the time, but I'm a human being. That doesn't always work. Being humble is when you, for people who don't know what being humble is, being humble is when you just don't think of yourself too highly. You don't throw yourself out there like you're better than others. Things like that. Just be
Being arrogant.
Yeah, don't be
The opposite.
arrogant, but obviously sometimes that still happens anyway, and we gotta catch ourselves, and we just constantly gotta keep trying to be better people in the end. Yeah, I just try to, I don't know, I try to be meek when I can, and I don't mean meek like, oh, I'm a wimp, like, I mean meek like just, like if someone throws me a compliment my way, I'm not like, oh, thanks, my art's the best. Or I'm not like, oh man, my art's horrible. Like, how dare you say that? My art's terrible. I'm just like, hey, thanks a lot. And then I move on. Like, that's pretty much it. But
So
I'm sure we could find many more examples of humility as we go on.
First of all, you do keep saying you try to be humble. So I guess, in case we need to be like super straightforward, the point here, like strive for humility. It's not a bad thing in any way. What I want to say about what Gerard just said is, would you say that being humble is different than being modest? And what's the difference, if there is one?
That's a good question. I'm not sure if there is one.
Okay, I would definitely say that there is.
Because, well, there's especially a difference when it comes to like say clothing, for example. When someone tells you to dress someone tells you to dress modestly. They don't tell you dress humbly. Yeah, yeah. They say dress modestly. So there's a difference right there.
And what exactly does it mean when someone tells you to dress modestly? Like,
not to be
too
flashy, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Not to have like.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I never thought of dressing modestly, but like basically, bouncing off, I think you kind of explained more. Well, not entirely, but more modest when you were talking about humble. I think humility. The main difference is like humility is knowing your weaknesses. Basically, it's just you have to know what you're good at and what you're not good at, and you have to accept what you're not good at. To me, that's what it means to be humble. And you always hear people like in the face of like they meet someone famous or someone comes on their show or something, and they're like, oh, I'm humbled to have you here, because they know like it's like a reminder to them that they're not the best at whatever they're trying to do. Whereas modesty on the flip side is more just like kind of hiding or kind of toning down whatever you've got. Personally, I think Gerard over here is very, very both of those things.
Thank you, Justin. Same to you. I grabbed my not mic in case anyone's listening to this in audio format only.
Yeah, I forgot that was going to be a thing. That's going to be awkward. So yeah, but do you have anything to add to that? I just think humility is more so knowing when to stop. I think it's perfectly okay to be not modest, and it's perfectly okay to be modest, but
so hold on. So explain what you mean. It's okay to be not modest.
Okay, let me.
I'm not saying it is it is or it isn't. I'm just curious what your
Well, let me throw
your idea.
Throw some example out there. You could take this in almost any, I don't know what I want, any field at all. Okay, if you're, let's just say you are really good at something. Let's take your field. Your field is art. I don't know any really superior artists' names except for like
Michelangelo.
the Renaissance artist.
Yeah.
But like, no, let's
all the
let's take
Teenage Mutant
Michelangelo.
Ninja Turtles.
No, I'll take Michelangelo as an example because he was just really effing good at what he did, right? So like, I don't think if there was any, like, if Michelangelo walked up to me today, and he is really good at the art he does, right?
Yeah.
And he comes up to me and he's like, I'm like one of the best painters ever. You know, that's not being modest. He's not being modest about it if he's going around saying like I'm the best there ever was. But like in his case, I don't see a problem with him not being modest because he has the talent and the
he's got
evidence
a good grasp in his brain of
back it up. Now
where he stands.
Let's say you're some really super good artist of one medium. Like let's just kind of take you as an example. Maybe not you, but like you're more into digital art, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah, that's
3D
right.
art. So let's say you take like a super good 3D artist that just like can't paint a painting worth a shit.
That's me. I can't paint a painting in real life. I mean, hopefully
so
I will one day, but not right now.
So like if you came up to me and you said, like, with not being modest about it, which you totally wanted you to be modest about it, let's just pretend you wouldn't be modest about it.
Yeah.
You know, I'm super good at 3D art or digital art, and I'd be like, well, yeah, you know, you don't have to be modest about it. You can just tell me that because you are. But now if you're like, if you come up with a big head and you're like, oh, I'm so good at art, I could paint better than anyone, I can do this better than anyone, I can do that better than anyone. That's when you're lacking humility because you're not willing to point out where your weaknesses are or point out the fact that you have weaknesses.
Yeah, you're kind of blind to it.
So I think that's the difference. I don't really have a problem with people not being modest. I have a problem with people not being humble.
Yeah, that's interesting. Actually, yeah, you know, now you say that, I can agree with that to an extent.
Like same thing in my field. I don't know why I keep forgetting the word field today.
That's okay.
But like
field.
if you have like a really successful entrepreneur of any variety and you're just like, I need to stop doing that. Like they're just super successful and they have billions and millions of dollars. This is an example I've heard before. If someone's really successful in their business, but you know, they own like a super successful retail store, or they own a super successful e-commerce store, or well, let's just take one or the other. Let's say they own a super successful brick and mortar store, but like they really lack in e-commerce. You know, being modest in that case is kind of just acting like you don't have a ton of money or that you're like failing, or almost some people want you to do that because some people like, I'm gonna use the car example. If I have billions of dollars because I'm running a super successful e-commerce store, I'm going to drive around whatever fucking car I want to because
that's true, because you have that much money.
Because I earned the money that I deserve, and like, especially, I'm not passionate about cars, but most male entrepreneurs tend to be, and so like, they get a lot of shit for it, they really do. Like I've heard one of the podcasters I listen to say he takes a lot of shit from some people when he goes to the gas station in his Rolls Royce, and he also has the opposite effect. He also has, you know, little kids coming up wanting to take pictures.
Like, hey, cool car, yeah,
and like, but he says he gets a lot of shit from it, or he'll get a lot of mail saying that he's like such a douchebag for driving around in his car and that he should be more humble. But that's where that line comes in, because he is being humble because the dude knows what his weaknesses are, and he'll admit time and time again what he's not good at. The fact of the matter is his business is running very successfully, so he's allowed to show it off.
Yeah, and if that guy is a like car fanatic, and he's I don't know, kind of proud to where he's been able to get. Now, obviously, pride can go too far, but a little bit of pride I don't have a problem with. If he's proud of where he is, if he's a huge car guy, you know, sometimes like maybe you're taking your car out to a car show and you stop at the gas station, people are like, oh, that guy, hate him, he's out with his car.
Yeah.
But
well, yeah, no, some people.
But if he likes his car and it's a nice day out or something, take your car out, enjoy it. it's a nice car. I like seeing nice cars. Like it's
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
mean, this doesn't just go for cars. This goes for
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
anything.
right.
If you
That's right.
freaking love watches and you have $10,000 and want to buy a $10,000 watch, then buy a $10,000 watch.
Yeah,
You know,
I mean
like,
it's not what I would do, but
like well,
that's the thing, do
exactly.
it.
But
Like great.
like some people, and another thing is, I've noticed. I know one of my friends has talked to me about this before. Is that like people judge people based on their, I guess, social class you could call it, or their wealth, like just right off the bat. Like
They do.
if I met
I mean,
some,
because I mean, I don't agree with that, but it's
no, I don't
it's
think
very
anybody
it's very
agrees with it, but
well,
people still
no,
do.
no, but like it's just like easy to do, like whether you mean to or not, like it's just easy to
Right,
do because
right,
it's a very obvious thing at a glance
right.
sometimes.
No, because I do have friends that have a lot of money. I have a lot of friends that have no money, and
Yeah, that's
I
right.
know one of my friends that his family is doing fairly well. He he always says first of all, you can't tell really that his family's doing that
Yeah,
well because
some
they're
people dress
pretty
pretty
humble
modestly.
and modest. So wow, look at that. It's like we actually stayed on track. But
Yeah.
no, he always says too that he doesn't like to tell, like when he makes new friends.
What did you say about staying on track?
He won't God damn.
Got him. No, but anyway, okay.
Yeah, okay. So when he makes new friends or is trying to make new friends, like he obviously doesn't go up to like someone he doesn't already know and is like, "Hey, guess what? I'm pretty
I'm
rich."
rich. I'm
But
rich.
like,
Just so you know.
no, because and he doesn't want to do that, and he really tries to make people not know that he's rich. Like I specifically
Well,
had to figure it out
because he knows,
myself.
yeah, because he knows that they would look at him
Yeah.
differently if they found out.
And he knows
Yeah.
people like they don't even like not even him necessarily, but they'd look at his family differently. Like his family's different, and some people will literally, as soon as they find out someone's rich, just think they're like an asshole for being rich.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
it's
it's a
absolutely
real thing.
ridiculous.
And that sometimes gets into a little thing called envy. That's
Yeah,
something a little different.
that is envy a sin? Or is it
Oh,
jealousy?
like a sin, like an actual
Like a
religious
deadly
sin.
Yeah.
I
Which
mean,
one?
it is one of like the classical 7 deadly sins.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it envy or is it jealousy? Because those are also slightly different things.
I'm pretty sure most of the time people use the word envy. Most of the time.
I don't really know. I can tell you that they're different, but I couldn't explain as well what the difference is between
Yeah,
being envious and
off the
being
top of my
jealous.
head, I don't think I'd be
But
able to
like,
give you a difference.
I guess we'll just have to stay focused on humility and
Yeah.
modesty. So do you think there's a point when you can be either too humble or too modest, like to the point where it can hurt you more than it can help you?
Yeah. Yeah, I do. You kind of want to. It's very tough to do, and I struggle with this. You kind of want to juggle between being humble but also showing that you can be competent or confident.
Okay.
Either
Right.
of those two things. I guess it's more confident now that I think about it. Especially say in relationships, if you're trying to get a lady that you really like, or if you're a lady and you're trying to get a dude. Well, I don't know. Okay, we're guys. We're probably gonna talk about guys trying to get girls. Okay, if you're a dude and you really want to get a lady out there, obviously you be nice and you act humble. But sometimes if you act really humble and really modest all the time, which
like weakness.
isn't a bad thing. No, it shows that, I don't know. Some people consider it like you're a pushover at that point.
Yeah. Or
And that
pussy.
Yeah, that isn't
the
very
vulgar one in the show, by the way.
Yeah, it was whatever. But yeah, like sometimes, and I feel like that's happened to me once or twice. Like not that I was like trying to get girls or anything, but even just like being friends with people over time, like I would try to over index on being.
You don't want to be the vulnerable one.
Yeah, I would try to over index on being humble and being modest all the time. I wanted people to know that about me so much that oftentimes I think a lot of people now think that I'm a pushover, and maybe I actually am a pushover. I don't know. but I guess I kind of am, sort of.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you've honestly pulled
But
that off because like
that's how I think about it now. I think some people do kind of think that a little bit about me now.
yeah, I don't know. I
Which
don't
is
think,
whatever. Like that makes sense.
I don't think you come off as that much of a pushover to people that we know, which I don't know how you pulled that off
People that really know me.
because like you do have the qualities of it, but like
Of being a pushover?
well, not of being a pushover, but you are.
You could say it. I don't care.
You are super. No, I'm trying to insult you here. You're really not a pushover, but like you are like you are almost too modest. You seriously are to the point. Well, okay. So a fun story for anyone that's watching / listening to this. Gerard,
yeah, I'm curious of the story actually.
Our junior year of high school, I'm pretty sure it's a pretty short story, but we were both on the tennis team and we got like these gag rewards all the time. Like we got like real rewards, like followed by a gag reward. And
that's right.
I remember Gerard. Yeah, it was our junior year because it was that coach that gave it to you. Gave Gerard like a laminated piece of paper. Yeah, that said. It was the award for being so nice that it pisses you off or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Like, I have that somewhere in here.
Because like Gerard would like
I don't know where it is, otherwise
I mean it's just such Gerard's personality to like I couldn't see him like arguing over points
like a huge jerk or anything.
Or like he really just can't stand his ground in certain situations. That's the way that it is. Because he's just such an anti-dick about it. That
I just don't like mean people.
So
because okay. Because most of the time, mean people aren't good people.
Yeah, I mean,
like as a general rule, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess
sometimes you gotta give some tough love. Sometimes you gotta be mean. But
there's a push and a pull to that. But you have a point. But yeah, just super modest about everything. I've known that to be true. Like I'll go around and I'll show people Gerard's Instagram page with all of his artwork on there, like and I'll show them his artwork and they'll read the captions that are always like, oh, just a couple of sketches I drew up real quick, or they'll be like, this isn't my best work, but you know something like that. And people will be like, I'll be like, what is this little futhermucker talking about? like this, like they just look at the work and it's so great, and they're like, this little son of a bitch thinks he's not doing any good work.
Well, and I know I'm okay. I'll clarify that a little bit. I know I am doing good work for the common person who doesn't like do art, but as a part of the online art community that I'm trying to get into, I'm on ArtStation, by the way. If any of you are actually artists who at one point will watch this or hear this, I'm on ArtStation, and if any of you artists are ever on ArtStation yourselves, you'll see there's a lot of good people out there. There's a lot of very, very detailed, very amazing work. And actually, like detailed and non-detailed work, they're both like beautifully done. And I know that I stand when it comes to fantastic artists at the top and like horrible artists at the bottom who
dead ass in the middle.
Yeah, who like do stick figures and stuff. I don't know. But even worse than stick figures. No, don't be that typical person who's like, oh, I can't even draw a stick figure. Like I hear that all the time. No, but anyway.
Like, I have some drawings of stick figures right here.
Dude, let's have stick figures dancing. No, but anyway, but like there's the range of skill, like no skill, and then tons and tons and tons.
Have you ever met someone that legitimately can't draw a stick figure?
No, I don't think so, because not a lot of people
that you like test people, but
yeah, that's the thing. Like I'm never in a situation where like I can test them. Like when they say they're a bad artist, I don't like have a. No, you know what? I sometimes do. No, I sometimes do have a paper and pencil next to me, but I'm never like, hey, prove it to me right now.
Prove to me you can't draw worth a shit.
Prove it now. Yeah, but on the spectrum, I'd say I'm in the middle. I'm still learning a ton. I'm still trying to learn a ton. I mean,
I feel like you're like a smidge above the middle.
Yeah, I'm
0 to 100. You're like at least a 62.
0 to 162. Maybe, I don't know. But artists always knock themselves down. I try not to be an artist who knock themselves down like a ton, because some people just like crap on themselves.
Let's go back to being the harm of being too modest about something is that you just totally lose all confidence, like you said, and you might start like deteriorating your own abilities if you do that, because if you just don't think you can do it, then you're probably not going to.
Yeah, and that's
Like
what I always try to do.
This awesome website right here where I try to help people learn what sales funnels are and how they work and how they can better their businesses with it. And, you know, if I just was up here thinking, or if someone came and asked me about sales funnels and I was trying to be like super, you know, extraordinarily modest about it and was like, you know, I'm not really that good at it. I'm not an expert. I'm not that really even that good. I just kind of have an idea. Like, where's that going to get me?
Yeah.
I have to at least be like, yeah, I know what I'm talking about, or else I'm just going to. Right.
Yeah. And I do try to show that I know what I'm talking about when I talk about my stuff.
But I just had a question for you, and I forget what it was. I forget where I was going with that.
Okay.
Oh, another thing is, since you brought up ArtStation, you want to just like kind of do the boring stuff right now and get that out of the way.
Oh, like my plugs?
We'll do it quickly. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. On ArtStation, you can type in my name, because my name is weird enough where there's only one of me, or like there's only maybe like a few. But my name is if you go onto artstation.com, my name is Gerard Mirabelli, which is Gerard.
Still talking to that thing.
And my last name is Mirabelli. And that's the same as on my Instagram. No caps, no spaces, though. And at the very end of Gerard Mirabelli, no caps, no spaces, you put agram, like you would type the last part of Instagram.
Guys, all of these are going to be on some website that I'll tell you about at some point throughout the program. But I'm going to put these somewhere. If this video is on YouTube, I'll put them in the description. If this video, or if you're listening to this, you know, as a podcast, then I'll put it on our website, or I'll put them somewhere because Gerard made them super hard to spell. So
yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll
put links all over the internet.
I didn't make my name hard to spell, Justin. No, but anyway.
No, you did make your handle Gerard Mirabelli Graham.
Yeah, because I thought it was cool. No, but anyway. All right. For my case though, yeah, that's all I've got.
Facebook.
And Facebook, yeah.
The
Art of Gerard Mirabelli, I think it is, if I remember correctly. But
that'll be on there too.
Yeah, but if anyone knows how my name is spelled or remembers from when I just told you, just type it into Google and my stuff should pop up, I think. I don't know.
Are on the first page of Google? That'd be pretty cool.
I'm on my first page of Google because it's my computer, but I've never tried it a lot on other people's computers.
I mean, like, okay. And mine are.
Yeah, you go.
Yes. My beautiful social links. So on Instagram and Facebook, actually, my @ handle is @JustinRP, spelled like that. I don't know if that's
the dope hat, if you can see it.
If that's going to be backwards or not because of like the whole mirroring thing with cameras, but it's @JustinRP.
No, I can see it the correct way.
Okay. @JustinRP56 for Facebook and for Instagram. And on Twitter, I am @J, then JustinRP following that J. And on, I think that might be all I have. And the website, my website is justinrp.com. And the website for this podcast / video series, at least at the moment, is on my website. It's justinrp.com/The Victorious Secret, which is with dashes in between words. So the Victorious Secret. Enter.
Easy peasy.
So that's where you can go to find those social links, since you'll probably forget. And a link to YouTube, because I don't know how to actually like make people search for us on YouTube. I should probably learn how to do that.
Yeah,
because my name is Justin Phillips. That's a lot less rare than Gerard Mirabelli. Mm-hmm. So like if you type that into YouTube, you're probably not going to get anywhere.
No, I'm not going to try it. I'll try your name.
YouTube is all.
I already tried to find you once on YouTube, and it was kind of difficult.
Yeah. You just I can't even find myself on YouTube unless go straight to my channel. But anyway, start, we'll leave a links to this video somewhere, and then when you start watching us a lot, then maybe our SEO ranking will go up.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got the social.
Wait, what kind of ranking?
SEO.
SEO. What does that stand for?
Search engine optimization.
Search engine optimization.
You want to get into a mini marketing lesson, a very mini marketing lesson. Search engine optimization should be self-explanatory, but I know not a lot of people are good with words, so I'm going to explain it in dumber words. It means
like for me, because I don't understand it that well.
It's a practice that people do. There are SEO companies and services and freelancers and all that, where they just do a whole bunch of research on keywords, and they do all these fancy things that I barely understand, but there's like backlink, and it's basically like they take all these strategies and they apply them to your website so that your website will appear higher in Google's rankings or whatever rankings you're trying to.
So is it like a much more complex, intricate tagging system?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of SEO techniques. Like, it's not like there is tagging. There's keyword research is a big one, like putting the keywords that. So basically, like if you're in my niche and a lot of people go into Google and they type in like how to make money online, let's say like an SEO service provider would go and they would find there are places on websites and even in just blog posts, they would try to use those words because that's how Google works. When you search for something, it just searches for websites and blogs and such with the words you put in, not necessarily together, but just like those keywords. That's why it's called keyword research. So like SEO people are really good at making those words bring up your link of whatever you want it to go to.
I wonder for people who are good at like programming and coding and stuff, if they could somehow like figure out a way to make a script or a code or something that could, and I'm talking to my rear here because I don't actually know that much about coding. If they could somehow make some kind of programmer code that could help them get higher in the search results.
Yeah, I don't know. I also don't know if that would just get like saturated because then every program would be coded that way. So like would it kind of just defeat its own purpose to try to do that? Because I do know, like I've done very little SEO with my website and my past websites where like there are spots like there's a spot, it always asks me when I make a new page in my funnel building software, there is like a spot you have to choose a title. Like it shows you like a little preview of what it'll look like when your thing shows up on Google, and you pick the title, you pick what the link appears as, you pick the description, and there's also a box for like keywords. So I could just type in like, in the keywords box, I'll type in like sales funnels and online marketing and digital marketing. And it's basically like tags, like that's what it is. It's just all these words that don't even show up anywhere, but it's so when people type in those keywords, it'll help them hopefully find my site.
Yeah.
And in turn get more clicks, and in turn get more conversions and all the other technobabble.
I could probably use a little bit of that knowledge, but
and literally everyone can.
I'll learn it eventually.
Like, or you could just outsource it and hire someone to do it.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Probably the better way to do it. I'd rather pay for something to be done right than
that might be better
myself.
For people like me as well who aren't as business savvy or try to be business savvy but fail at it often. Which is
I don't even know if I'd put SEO as like business savvy. I would just put it as like technologically savvy. It is marketing, but
and that's another thing. Getting back to like how people perceive you. Like a lot of people might perceive me as like tech savvy. Well, older people might perceive me as tech savvy, or us as tech savvy, but
other people might see all of us as tech savvy.
Yeah, I guess so. When really, like I'm not that fantastic with computers. I understand it. I understand them from like a little bit of like graphical, like visual things.
Right.
what's happening, but not a whole lot.
Right. I don't understand anything. I do have the one friend, the same one I was talking about earlier. Actually, is like really into tech stuff, and it's like I think I know like things about computers because I know how to like open a Word document, but then he starts talking to me about who knows what.
Is he like a Reed Corby kind of character who just like knows
techno
everything about computers?
No,
Because Reed knows a lot
I
about
haven't
computers.
talked to Reed that much
Yeah.
about computer. I mean, I know he's like super into it, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what RAM is.
He's learned how to do it for like some kind of security thing. I was
Yeah,
talking to
he's
him the other night.
Information security. I heard that.
Yeah, information security. There we go.
But yeah, anyway, we were talking about humility at some point.
We were.
I don't know what happened to that.
Shout out to Reed, by the way.
But yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
If you are Reed, thank you for listening to this and or watching this. And let us know if you know anything about SEO so we can get more people to watch this.
Yeah.
And
there we go.
See that?
That's how you do it.
Full circle. But do we have anything else to say about humility and modesty other than that they are different things? I think they are, and I think people really need to understand that difference, and to understand that, at least in my brain, and I'm sure your brain, that it's important to be humble, because what happens if you're not humble? Let's talk about that. What if you are just an arrogant SOB all the time that doesn't know your own flaws or weaknesses?
You lose a lot of relationship opportunities. And I don't mean that in like a romantic way. I just mean that like in general.
Well,
communicating between people way.
Network opportunities.
Yeah, like network opportunities.
Right.
Yeah.
You could put it into a romantic relationship, but like the freaking alpha v beta type of deal. I guess alphas are just ultimately betas with no humility. Is that an argument to make, or
alphas or betas with no humility? No, I don't know. Well, like the classic definition of an alpha, yeah, probably. But like an actual alpha, in like our opinions, would be someone with humility, but is also confident. Like I don't know.
I don't know how I define alpha. Like actually the best, or like
perceived the best?
Yes. Exactly. I don't know what I think about that.
Interesting.
There's some other really humble characters that I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of people that are good examples to follow. I'm thinking maybe the Elon Musk thing, but I don't even know if he's humble. He's just a friggin' alien.
Aware. Yeah.
He's a worker.
He's very aware that he's different.
Oh yeah, I know he is, and like he's never like. He's like super over the top with everything he does, and super not over the top with everything he does.
Not when you talk to him at all.
Like we were just talking about this, I think a little bit before we started. I hope it was before we started recording. I hope I'm not repeating myself.
I'm pretty sure you're right.
But
it was before we started.
Yeah, Elon Musk is just like, he just wakes up one day and he's like, I want to build a flamethrower. like literally, God, if you don't know what he did was, well, I don't know exactly what he did, but basically he made not a flamethrower. Like he specifically.
Yeah, he designed it in a way so it can't be classified as a flamethrower, but somehow it's basically a flamethrower.
It was like a blowtorch with a barrel on the end of it, and like he made 2,000 of them, right? And he went and he made it very, very, very super clear that these were not flamethrowers.
Yeah.
Blowtorches with an add-on, basically. And he was selling them. He made 2,000 and was like, I'm not going to make any more of these. He sold them for $500 each. And I think he said in 3 or 4 days, they were all gone. Like he made, that's $1 million in sales. He made $1 million in a weekend.
Yeah.
By selling blowtorches to people.
That's insane. And then when he was asked about it later, he's like, no, it's just.
He's like, I just did it.
Little fun project.
Like he has the Boring Company.
Like,
he sold like a ton of Boring Company merchandise for that company now, and it's not even a real company. Like he just started it as a joke.
Call it the Boring Company.
now people are walking around like the boring company. And another argument I keep hearing about it is people say like that he's only selling so much just because he's Elon Musk and like his name is attached to everything now. And like there might be a truth to that, but I really think it's just because
I thought his name isn't attached to any of it. Like Boring
Well, yeah,
Company Boring Company isn't like Musk Incorporated or anything. Like, you know?
like I mean people still know that he's the other thing is too is that he co-founded or co-owns a whole bunch of companies that I'm sure people don't know about. I didn't realize till like a couple weeks ago that he was one of the co-founders of PayPal.
I didn't know that. That's
Like,
interesting.
And you know, he's got Tesla, which everybody knows. He's got
Yeah, that's
he
right.
talks about that in that podcast too, which is pretty cool. How he doesn't want Tesla to actually like the goal of a Tesla isn't to be a car; it's to be like
More than
literally
art.
quote unquote fun machine. Like
Yeah.
it's just like
Yeah, that's
the dude
right.
just wants
Yeah, I
something.
remember
He was
that.
talking about, he was saying, I don't want to give away the secrets. He said they weren't actually secrets though. That Teslas do like a lot more than anyone realizes they do. Even
He
people.
He says there are like hidden buttons in it and stuff that
Yeah,
people that no one
yeah,
would know to
like,
press.
yeah, he was talking about how he put in a feature where it'll like dance to Trans-Siberian Orchestra ballet music.
Yeah.
Like,
And
he
you
was
have
like,
to
just
like
nobody knows.
you have to like
about
really
it.
tinker with it to find it or something. I don't know.
And then I remember the host was starting to like get a little nervous. He was like, "You're on a podcast. You're saying that. So people are going to start figuring it out." He's like, "No, if you look it up on the internet, you'll find out. It's just that people don't know to
Yeah.
look it up in the first place."
Yeah.
No, it's really cool. He's doing some fun stuff. So I'd say he's a pretty laid back guy to say the least. I don't know if
Yeah. He seems
humble.
pretty laid back.
pretty sure if you asked him something
I'm pretty
about
sure if you like checked his heartbeat at any given time, it would be like super low.
be there because he's actually a robot. But
Yeah, there we go.
no, he was talking about it. He is humble because he was talking about on that podcast on his Wikipedia page, or he was talking about his perception in general that he gets from the public that people think he's a business guy, and he says he said he's not good at business. He said, well, he didn't say he's not good at business, but he said that's not what he is. He just said he's more into engineering and manufacturing and just
Yeah,
you know,
and you can tell that.
taking the ideas in his head and just bringing them to life. Like that's basically what he does, and he just has a lot more money than the average person, which doesn't just happen, by the way. Someone was making that argument with me too. He said, you know, Elon Musk is just a regular guy with a boatload of money, and I was like, yeah, but he didn't just get a boatload of money. Like that didn't just happen. He was born in South Africa, and then now he's worth some $20 billion, and
yeah, it's because he's
like,
smart.
like he's capable of business, but like he said he was being modest and humble about it. He said business isn't his thing. He just hires people to do it.
Yeah,
Outsourcing is
that's right.
very important in business, and because that's what they kept asking him on the podcast. They're like, how do you have time to keep doing all this stuff? And almost every time his answer was, I'm not doing it. I'm just having the ideas, and my engineers doing it.
Yeah. He
Like,
did say that.
The man knows how to separate his time from his money, and I think that's super important. He's super humble, and he has the AI thing. So if you wanna go listen to Elon Musk, I highly recommend it. You'll probably like poop yourself listening to him talk about AI. But
I know I did.
But yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so I think we're getting a little lengthy here. I think we're long enough to wrap it up.
Yeah, we can wrap it up with a nice.
Yeah, so we'll send in our little outro somehow. But until next time, guys, this was episode 1 of The Victoria's Secret. I'm Justin.
And I am Gerard.
And we're both pretty awesome, so you should keep listening. And see you next time.
Bye.